about a week before we were going to shoot, I heard that Marlon didn't like the taxi cab scene. And I got kind of upset as writers do, and I said, geez, how can he? Everybody else likes that scene. Gadge, Kazan likes it, and Spiegel likes it. What's wrong with it? I said, I don't know, he just doesn't want to do it. At the lunch break, let's go down in the kitchen on the top floor of the tenement that was shooting on the roof. We'll go down in the kitchen at lunch and finally have this out. So now the three of us, Kazan, Brando, and I, are in this little kitchen, and Kazan said, Marlon, what is it? What is it about the scene that's bothering you? And Kazan says, we all like the scene, we admire the scene. Brando said, look, Gadge, I've got all the stuff to say about I could have been a contender and all this stuff I have to say, and how can I say that if Rod is holding a gun at me? I just couldn't say all that. And Kazan said, well, what if you reach out and just put the gun down and then go on? And Brando said, oh, that'll be fine. I swear to God, it was just like that. We went.
I had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody.
So she's never been in a movie before. And on the opening day, she was so scared that she was actually shaking. It was just shaking. And I must say, Brando was awfully nice to her. He took her aside and sort of cooled her, settled her down and encouraged her. And of course, she went on the rest we know. She was remarkable. Kazan asked me if I had seen Marty. And I said, yeah. And he said, well, I was very impressed with Rod Steiger. And then he asked me to talk to him also. All of the casting, which really inspired Kazan. Actor studio casting, almost everybody, even the tiny bit parts, the one line or two lines, almost all of them came out of the actress studio. But Kazan was unique in allowing me to participate in the casting as well. So I talked to Rod, and he read a scene from the, and I thought it was very good, and I told Kazan that, and that's how we did it. Well, Greg, I think that there was some fear of the mob. Leoma, the other three fought Joe Louis. Omar fought Floyd Patterson to the title. He came a tiny bit later.
And that was your influence, right?
It really was. Yes, it was. I talked to Kazan about it, and I said, guys, the goons down here really don't fool. And if we have real longshoremen as the extras, all the people in the film with the actual longshoremen, and then you bring in a bunch of phony Hollywood heavies, tough, so-called tough guys in quotes, it's not going to look real. And so he said, well, what do you think? And I did suggest we bring in heavyweight fighters. And so I did. I asked them all to come. This is true. I gave Tony Galento a script, and I asked him if he'd read a few lines. I handed it to him. He had it really like upside down. He really could not read, and he handed it back, and he said, "Well, why don't you read it to me?" He said it, but Tony, even though he was very funny about it, he couldn't remember one line, not one. He changed every one around, but he did a very good job. He was so real. One quick anecdote. Tony Galento had one. He was a beer barrel. He was out of shape. He drank beer. Literally didn't train, but he had one of the hardest left hooks in heavyweight history. And And every morning, he would come on the set. It wasn't a set, it was in the streets, River Street, Hoboken, every morning. And he'd say, like, hiya, Bud. And he'd throw a left hook, just a friendly left hook. It would really hurt. And one morning, I swear to God, one morning, he went over to Kazan's like 7 o'clock in the morning. Kazan is working a lot, and he's got a finder, and he's looking like this, setting up the... And Tony Gannett says, hiya, Gadge, how you doing? Bang. And knocked Kazan down. I swear to God, he knocked him down. And Kazan got up, and he really didn't think it was funny. He chewed him out. He said, God damn it, Tony. He said, you know, we're not playing games there, God damn it, we're working hard. If you want to do that, you can get that. And Tony went over to the string piece. He was like a little boy hurt. And he walked over to the string piece, and he was staring down at the water. And we were, Charlie McGuire, the assistant director, were all watching him, just staring there, almost like in tears. And he lifts his head, he's got it. He comes back to Kazan, he puts his hand out, and he said, okay, Gadge, now you hit me. True. Good. It's a scene toward the end of the movie where Mullen is coming down that gangplank, like toward the little office on the houseboat, and confronting Johnny Friendly, Lee Cobb, and Tony's line was exactly this: here comes the bum now, I'll top him off lovely. That was the line. And we start, and Tony said, okay, action. And Tony looks down and he says, here comes the lovely bum. And Kazan said, no, stop, cut. That's not the line, Tony. Don't you remember the line? Kazan repeats the line. He says, oh, yeah, sorry. And he goes again. Start again. And he says, here comes the bum. I'll lovely top him. He gets it all screwed up again. We went on for about 16 takes, and he could not get those 8 words right. And it got so bad that, and it got to be such a private joke. It was sort of cruel in a way. But Kazan said, we don't want to waste any more film. Let's just run it without film, and I'll say action, and just see how many times Tony can take those 8 words and change the, how many mathematical possibilities are there? True. Just before the film opened, I wrote a piece for the New York Times describing pretty much what some of what I've been telling you about our troubles being turned down. I mentioned what Zanuck had done and said. And after we got nominated for the Oscars, Zanuck sent us an angry telegram saying he read that he was very hurt by the piece I'd written in the Times, and he wondered how we could possibly say that after all the help he had given us. That's true. We handed that wire to each other and said, it's madness out there. But that's true.
Budd Schulberg.
Thank you.